What are you feeling this morning? What have you been feeling all week? I have been bouncing all week between feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, baffled, and increasingly hopeful and relieved as we came into Saturday morning. But those words, which we often speak of as feelings, are really not the root feeling themselves. They're more of a kind of adjective to a different root feeling that is hidden underneath. And coming to terms with the root feeling is often the best way of understanding our hearts and minds. Knowing what's really going on underneath can help us to get some amount of control over the worst of it. This feelings wheel on the screen is a great tool to coming to grips with the internal workings of our minds. That outer ring is often the adjective we think of on the surface, and each ring inside gets a little closer to what's really going on. So when I say I felt overwhelmed, I can see that it's rooted in anxiety. I don't really know how to handle being overwhelmed. I often think I just need to shut down, but it doesn't really work, or help me going on living my life. But I know more about what to do about anxiety. I learned a while ago that for me, intentional slow breathing through it helps me with the anxiety. Maybe you have a different technique that helps you. When I said I felt discouraged, I can also find myself shutting down, but that doesn't help me much either. Going into the next ring, though, I see it's really grounded in feeling rejected. And that is true. I feel rejected by 70 some odd million Americans who are either single issue voters and or have values and perceptions so radically different than mine that I'm trying to sort out how my nation could have let me down so much. And from news coverage, I see that those 70 some odd million Americans also feel rejected by the 75 million or so Americans that see the world like me. And if we hone into the central ring, all those feelings are rooted in fear. And that is super helpful for me to know. I know exactly what to do about fear. Face it head on, where you can, until you get to the other side. Okay, I can be present to fear when I name it in ways that I can't be present to feelings of overwhelm or discouragement. Even writing all this out helped me on Saturday morning to get more clarity and come back to my center. Take a moment to look more at the feelings on the wheel that match where you were this week or where you are this morning. Drill down to the next feeling. How do you manage that when it's overwhelming? Or if your feelings are positive ones, what are they rooted in? Some of them surprise me that they were rooted in strength or happiness, or sometimes like feelings of uncaring. I can respond to people with anger, and they are really expressing something that is more rooted in sadness. It can be hard to communicate with others when we don't understand the root feeling that's being expressed. This can help with that too. Let's take another few seconds or pause this now when you're watching it later to silently reflect on this meditation wheel together this morning. I know for some of us, it's hard to read something when someone else is talking.